Here's what the court's going to do. The court's going to indicate 10 days jail for your bond violation.
In Wayne County?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, please no, please. I can't, I literally, please no, please. I will do anything, anything. No, no.
What you're going to do is you're going to be reporting to Wayne County Jail tonight at 6 o'clock.
Your Honor, would it be possible to get a later report date? Judge, he does own a business, and I know that he has appointments. I'd ask for just a later report date so we can make the necessary arrangements.
Oh my God. No, please. Justice Santos, please. I'll do anything. Do not go to jail, please. Oh my God. They're going to kill me in there. They're going to kill me.
Well, so where are you at right now?
If I indicate that to you, then now I'm incriminating myself and all that. I can't do that either.
How are you incriminating yourself if you tell me where you are?
Not incriminating myself. You guys going to send someone here to come get me, and it's going to be a whole crap show. I can't do it. I can't do this anymore. I can't. I'm not going to tell you where I am.
And why not?
Because you guys are going to come get me and throw me in jail. I just told you I can't go.
On the record in the matter of Anthony Carmona, 231002. Counsel.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mr. Shemke, appeared behalf of my client. This time he said the matter being heard via Zoom. Mr. Carmona, can you state your name for the record?
Anthony Joseph Carmona.
Okay. So Mr. Carmona is out on bond. His sentencing is scheduled for August 15th. And we had a bond violation hearing June 28th in this case where defendant pleaded guilty. We increased testing and continued the alcohol tether. And then we, at the pretrial date, there was a plea entered and the court did grant the request for the alcohol tether at that time. Testing was still to continue. Then it alleges that Mr. Carmona failed to appear for testing on July 26th, as well as July 13th. And counsel, what is the intention today?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry. Also, that he was positive for marijuana on July 18th. Okay.
And Your Honor, in this circumstance, my client understands he could have a violation probation hearing. That won't be necessary.
Okay. All right, Mr. Carmona, please raise your right hand. I swear from the testimony about to give this man be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
All right. And you heard the allegation, sir, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And as to the allegation that you tested positive for marijuana on July 18th, as well as failed to appear for testing on July 13th and July 26th, in violation of this court's bond conditions, how do you plead?
Guilty. As long as Mr. Shemke approves of that.
Yes, I do, Mr. Carmona.
And sir, you've gone over your rights as it relates to a bond violation hearing, correct?
Absolutely. Yes, yes.
And you understand by entering into a plea, you'll be waiving some of those rights, specifically your right to a contested hearing.
Yes.
And you also have gone over the possible penalty as a result of your plea today, correct?
Yes.
And knowing all that, you still want to continue with your plea?
Yes.
Has anybody promised anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And counsel, if you could please run to your client.
Yes, as a condition of bond, you were to test. Did you fail to appear on July 17th, excuse me, July 13th and July 26th?
Yes.
And then you will indicate that a test taken on July 18th reflected use of marijuana, correct?
Yes.
Satisfied, Your Honor.
The court has satisfied the plea as knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea to the bond violations. And counsel, why should I not revoke your client's bond and have him remanded to jail until his next court date?
Your Honor, my client's appeared at any and all future court dates timely. We had given notification to the court that he would test positive for marijuana. I'd asked that a base level be established. I didn't see any evidence to suggest that it had spiked, but rather that this was from previous notification to the court that he had used marijuana, but is not currently using marijuana. As to the missed court dates, unfortunately, Mr. Carmona did suffer an extreme loss. He was seeing someone, he was in a romantic relationship, and that person had an overdose and passed away. It was a challenging period of time. It still is very challenging. I had a very long conversation with my client indicating that although I'm sympathetic for his loss, that these orders of the court are just that, orders, not guidelines, not suggestions. My client is going to be sentenced relatively shortly. I'd ask that any sort of consideration for admonishment be reflected on the day of sentencing. He hasn't had any other missteps, Judge. I'd ask for leniency when considering the appropriate action here, especially because we are embarking upon most likely a probationary term that will be implemented relatively shortly. Thank you, Judge.
So, Mr. Carmona,
Yes.
if I test you right now, what's in your system?
Hopefully a very small trace of marijuana, if not anything, zero, anything other than that.
When's the last time you used marijuana, sir?
It's so long to keep track of it. I don't, a long time since the last time, like since my last court date, I have not used, if that suffices as an answer.
And yet you were with an individual that overdosed.
He wasn't with that individual. That person, when I understand, they overdosed. He was not using any sort of narcotics, and that person didn't overdose on marijuana, Judge.
Right, it appears as though that was cocaine, correct?
Correct, which my client is not tested positive for. I've always expressed to him that he should avoid toxic friendships or be around anything like that. But in this circumstance, Judge, my client did not imbibe, he did not use, he did not distribute. And it's a tragic scenario, but my client was not a factor in that scenario.
And Mr. Carmona?
Yes.
You're testifying under oath that you were not present when that overdose occurred?
Correct. In fact, she had been doing it because we were fighting. Sorry about that. And I was actually absent. She was calling my phone. And I had text messages to say, come home, come home, come home. And I just wouldn't. And wish I did. She was actually my best friend's little sister.
And sir, why didn't you appear for the testing?
I was actually trying to go to the hospital the next day. My main focus was seeing her. Honestly, I don't know. That day I can say outside circumstances took precedence, probably unrightfully so, took precedence over my own drug testing. I wasn't thinking clearly. And I apologize for being emotional. The way Mr. Shemke put it is just a different perspective in the way I thought of her death. And
sir, when did that overdose occur?
So she passed away on the 22nd. It was 3 days prior to that in the morning. So it must have been July 18th to 19th going into the morning.
Okay, so that doesn't explain anything about the mistest on July 13th, sir.
It doesn't. And honestly, that's just like the June 6th one where I literally have, like I called this morning, I call every morning. I don't know how, once in a while, I must just miss it. Like I don't get it. I run a business, so I handle a lot of phone calls. I don't have an excuse. I don't have an excuse. I'm sorry. I have no excuse. None. Other than I'm just might not be fit for society or doing, like I have a therapist appointment tomorrow that they were finally able to get me in. I know I'm going crazy.
Well, sir, here's the thing, right? This isn't your first violation of bond.
No.
You previously violated bond by not testing June 7th.
No, it was the 6th. But that's okay.
What did I just say? June what?
I thought it was June 6th, but I guess I was wrong.
Okay, this shows June 7th, but either way, you failed to test then. And now you failed to test twice again. And where is it that your therapist appointment is at, sir?
It's at, I believe, Team Wellness in Southgate at 10 o'clock. They told me I can only have 1 hour, not 2. I tried to get
it. That's your first appointment?
Yeah, that's the first time anyone could get me in. I called everywhere. Everywhere.
Well, you had an appointment, sir. You had an appointment June 2nd based upon your email. What happened to that one?
A friend of mine was going to try to get me into a therapist of his, and it didn't work out. It would be a boring story for me to tell you. It just didn't work the way that it should have. Not boring, underwhelming. Sorry.
Here's what the court's going to do. The court's going to indicate 10 days jail for your bond violation.
In Wayne County?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, please no, please. I can't. I literally, please no, please. I will do anything, anything. No, no.
What you're going to do is you're going to be reporting to Wayne County Jail tonight at 6 o'clock.
Your Honor, would it be possible to get a later report date? Judge, he does own a business, and I know that he has appointments. I'd ask for just a later report date so we can make the necessary arrangements.
Oh my God. No, please. Justice Santos, please. I'll do anything. Do not go to jail, please.
Counsel, your client is now a second bond violation.
No.
In
oh my God.
Less than 2 months. So the court's going to indicate that he is to report today.
Your Honor, I know that we have sentencing in 1 week. Would it be possible, just for the sake of convenience, to have him 7 days in custody so that when he's sentenced on the 14th, he'll be in a position to be released from Wayne County and start his probationary terms immediately?
Oh my God, they're going to kill me in there. They're going to kill me.
Well, so counsel, the court indicated 10 days jail, and we will address his sentencing on the 14th. And if he's still in custody, then they can do him in for his sentencing. So, sir, you have to email into probation so they can tell you how to go about reporting. You need to email in by 10 o'clock.
Well, do you think if I serve this 7 days that you're going to just not give me probation? I'll get time served for my public disorderly?
Sir, the 10 days I just indicated is for your bond violation.
Honestly, this gives, if I'm being honest with you, it gives me suicidal thoughts. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I can't do this. I'm being so serious. Okay. I can't do this.
Well then, so are you at your home right now, sir?
I don't want someone to rape or kill me in there. Last time I stayed in there, it was not good.
Sir,
I have a therapy appointment tomorrow.
Okay, sir, are you currently at your home?
I don't have a home. I'm kicked out of it. My first wife is divorcing me. That's why I was with Lauren in the first place. My first wife is pregnant with my first child, and she kicked me out.
That, sir. Where are you at right now?
If I indicate that to you, then now I'm incriminating myself and all that. I can't do that either.
How are you incriminating yourself if you tell me where you are?
Not incriminating myself. You guys are going to send someone here to come get me, and it's going to be a whole crap show. I can't do it. I can't do this anymore. I can't go to jail. I thought I was doing everything the right way.
Sir, where are you currently at?
Can I just go to a mental institution? I will go to a mental institution rather than jail. I will go straight to a mental institution and tell them everything, all of my intentions, and just get locked up there, please.
Sir, are you at your parents' home?
No, I'm not anywhere to be found, and I'm at a hotel under someone else's name because I lost my ID. I really did not think that you were going to lock me up. I've been praying on this, that this won't happen. I literally, no, I cannot go to jail. I can't.
Sir, let me just tell you this right now.
I cannot go to jail.
And sir, you cannot violate this court's orders. And yet you still did, again. So I'm ordering you to tell me where you are.
Well,
Mr. Carmona.
Ma'am, I'm a mentally ill loner dealing with a society that doesn't care about him and treats him like trash. I can't do this, Justice Santo. I can't.
Sir, we cannot help you if you're not telling us where you are.
You're not helping me. You're not helping me at all. You're not hearing me, and you have no empathy towards people.
Okay.
The love of my life
that's
died. The love of my life died. I don't think you understand. Do you understand what you have when you have everything, but you have no one? It's like multiplying by 0. You have nothing. And here I am trying to do my very best to oblige to what you have to say. The last time I was in jail, there were people unlocking their own doors. They were coming up to my thing. They said, I hate white people. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to bite you. They had AIDS. They were in there for murder. They're going to hurt me. I cannot go there. I can't. I refuse, and I will do anything not to go.
Sir?
My wife has a $500,000 life insurance policy. She can't afford the house without me anyway. I don't know if suicide counts and constitutes as she'll still get the $500,000, but she's better off without me anyway. I can't do this, Judge. I cannot go to jail again. If it was Dickerson, I could do it. If it was Dickerson, I'd be like, lock me up, throw away the key until it's time to get off. I cannot go to Wayne County. I just can't.
Sir, just so you're aware, Dickerson is Wayne County Jail.
Yeah, but Dickerson, you only had misdemeanor people going in there. I went in there when I was 17 years old. It was totally fine. You walked around like it was nothing. Wayne County, you are in there. Everyone has red wristbands on except me. And they're all like, oh, they're not going to catch me for this murder over here because I was in this side of the parking lot. Oh, they're not going to catch me for this. I got away with murder like 75 times. It's insane. I cannot go. The last time I was there, I was in a fetal position, laying under 2 guys, so hoping that other guys wouldn't get to me, crying my eyes out, not able to sleep. Next to cockroaches crawling in front of my face. This is the truth. I don't care how humiliating it sounds. It's the worst place in the stinking world. I cannot do it. I can't.
Okay, so sir, where?
I'm not going to tell you where I am.
Why not?
Because you guys are going to come get me and throw me in jail. I just told you I can't go.
Sir, you're indicating that you need some mental health treatment. So where is it that you're at?
I'm at a hotel.
Yes, you've established that. Where?
Well, I believe that you have a hidden agenda behind your questioning.
I don't have anything hidden, sir.
Okay, so are you asking me where I'm at so that way you can send someone here to come lock me up?
Sir, I'm making sure that you are safe and that you're not harming yourself.
Jail is not safe for anybody.
Sir.
So you're gaslighting me.
I am not doing that. That is for sure. You've indicated that you are threatening harm to yourself.
Oh, because I'm very serious. I'm not joking at all.
I am aware of that, sir. So where are you?
I've already attempted suicide once in my life. I drank antifreeze when my first girlfriend, tried to go get an abortion on me. I drank 2 cups of antifreeze, ended up in the hospital, and they had to do dialysis on me for 5 hours straight. And they said if I wouldn't have done that within the amount of time that I did, that I would have needed dialysis done on me for the rest of my life, once a week. And I had fortunately made it in the right amount of time. I'm not afraid of death, ma'am. I cannot go to jail.
Sir, when did that happen?
That was my kid would be 11 years old today.
I'm sorry, your kid would be 11 years old today.
Yeah, so I was about 21 years old when I attempted to commit suicide. 20 to 21 years old when I attempted to commit suicide the first time. My dad would attest to that. 2 cups, red Solo cups of car coolant antifreeze. That's the reason my Twitter name is cool_ant.
Okay.
I read that it was the most painless way for you to die. It's just on 1 organ at a time. Sorry if I just fed someone else some information.
So, sir, what can...
Ma'am, I got drunk at a bar one night. This is all over me getting drunk at a bar one night. I didn't fight anybody. I didn't steal anything. I didn't drive a car. I did nothing. In fact, I called the police on myself to try to get my keys back from the bar. And in a failed attempt, they came back. They put the cuffs on me and said I'd be released on my own recognizance the next morning, that I was going to sleep off my drunkenness. I paid your lawyer $2,500. I'm willing to pay any other fines to get off of this. I have a lot of other things that I have going on in my life. I run a $500,000 business single-handedly. I take care of everyone around me. I give to the poor. I give to anyone that's around me. I have no money because I give to everyone around me, but I'm going to go I can't make any money now. I just sold a rooftop unit that I'm going to let a lot of people down on. Man, I make so much money. It's not even funny. And I give it to everyone else around me all the time. All the time. I used to be a youth leader at the church for 5 years. The only reason why I'm going through a divorce is because of a faith change in the first place. And then when my wife left me, just like our last girl who was in court, the only reason I drank that night was because of the divorce I'm going through. That's it. That's the only reason I drank, is because I was depressed about my wife leaving me, lying about the vows that she gave me, because when she said in sickness and health, she didn't mean it. I wish she would have been under oath. Not that that probably would have mattered.
Who would have been under oath?
My wife, when she married me and said she wouldn't leave me, she left me for 2 months, served me divorce papers. If you knew my real story, if you knew what was really going on with me, Judge DeSanto, respectfully, I really believe you'd have a different perspective on people.
Sir, I'm trying to help you.
No, you're not. You're trying to send me to jail for 10 days, and Chris is trying to get 3 days off of it. So and then you're going to sentence me again once probation hits. I even got a medical marijuana card like you asked me to, and you said that's not good enough, even with the letter of recommendation, because there's other stipulations on it. It's a whole big old game. It's unfair. It's not fit for the person in society, no matter how hard we try, no matter what we do. I remember last court date, there was the girl's birthday, and you wouldn't even give her a decent bond. You know, she doesn't have money, and she was a mother. I get it. We owe a debt to society, but how am I supposed to give you guys anything if I'm in jail?
Sir, at this point, I'm not very concerned with how you're going to be paying fines and costs, or whether those are even going to be paid at all. That isn't the point of this, sir. The point is that when there's behavior, certain behavior, that it's how that there's accountability for that. So,
but you think it's okay to just send someone to jail? That makes someone more depressed. You act like I'm some crazy criminal. I got drunk one night. Have you never gotten drunk? That's all I did. I got drunk. This is all over me getting drunk one time over a divorce. And you just heard that the girl I should have been with just died. And you want to send me to jail. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. And you guys call me crazy. Y'all call me crazy. Wow.
Sir, nobody's calling you crazy.
Well, everyone else does. Maybe you haven't on record, but and maybe behind closed doors, I doubt that.
What do you mean behind closed doors?
Well, I'm talking about the door behind you when you close it, and then what you say about the cases behind the doors. I'm just making an assumption, and I could be wrong, and I apologize if I am.
Okay. So, sir, if this court were to amend its sentence, where would you go? What would you be doing?
I would move to Missouri. I'd get out of here. I would never come back to Michigan unless it's to see my kid. I would get out of here. I would be gone. I have a whole plan of what I was going to do, but this is changing the course of, I cannot go to jail anymore. I can't do it. The last time I got a marijuana charge in Texas, when I was 19 years old, they said, we'll put you in jail for 2 weeks and then you'll be off if you go back to Michigan. I said, heck yeah, throw me in jail for 2 weeks. I'll go back to Michigan. You put me in jail for 4 days to wait for an alcohol tether. When I got out of that, I had to sit there on an alcohol tether for 7 weeks. And alcohol was the issue. The only thing I've ever failed for was marijuana, and that's legal, and I have my card. As well as the letter of recommendation, because I do heating and cooling, and my back hurts all the time. That's why I go to the chiropractor every other week.
Sir.
There will be a suicide on your hands if you cannot help me here.
Sir, I'm trying to help you, and you're not letting me know.
All you got to say is you're not going to jail. All you got to say is you're not going to jail, and I promise I will be on the straight and narrow.
Sir?
That's it. That's all you got to say.
You indicated you would be on the straight and narrow when you were last out on bond.
And then my wife died.
That was not your wife, sir.
Well, that's not by the government standards. However, I go by the Bible. You asked me last time also as a staple moment, when was 4th of July? That should be, you should know where you were. I don't celebrate 4th of July because I don't partake in traditions of men.
Okay. Sir, if you were to walk into a hospital right now for mental health treatment, is that your plan?
Well, it depends. If it keeps me out of jail, yeah, unless the police are going to show up to that mental institution and come lock me up.
Sir, if you're in the hospital, I can't imagine the police are going to be going there to then take you to jail because you're under medical treatment.
Well, if I have a warrant for my arrest, which I guarantee is going to happen immediately after this. You're going to put a warrant out for my arrest?
I didn't say anything about issuing a warrant for your arrest right now, sir. Not at all.
Are we on a track of conversation that's considering not putting me in jail?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up. What was that?
Great, now you're breaking up. That kind of sucks.
No, sir.
I know, we're both breaking up. That kind of sucks.
Okay, your connection was not stable. So can you tell me what it is you just said, please?
I said, are we on a track of conversation that's going to lead to me not going to jail? Otherwise, we're kind of just spinning our tires here. And I hate to waste time because it's your most valuable resource. I found that out through Lauren.
You found that out where?
when my fiance, whatever you'd like to call her, when she died, I recognized how limited time is.
Okay. Well, sir, I'm on the track right now of trying to help you get the mental treatment.
Yes, here we go. Help me.
Excuse me, let me finish, please. Trying to get you some mental health treatment, sir. That's what I'm on the track of right now.
Okay, but that does not include jail time, right? I will get in my vehicle, dispatch out all of my stuff, subcontract it all out, give my work phone to somebody else, and go institutionalize myself anywhere as long as it's not jail. As long as I don't go to Wayne County, I'm good. I promise that. I have insurance. I can put myself in anywhere.
And so
just not jail. Sir? Just not jail.
Sir, where would that be?
I don't care. You tell me. I don't care. I'll go anywhere.
I need you to tell me.
Well, it won't be in the county that I'm currently in now. So I would go to Wayne County. Anywhere in Wayne County, I would just Google the first place that will lock me up into a mental institution and give me 3 meals a day and a spot to sleep and a book to read.
And sir, how do I know that that's where you're going to go?
Well, and at this point, it doesn't really matter whether you know or not, because you really, I mean, you don't know where I'm going to go or what I'm going to do. I could leave the state right now and go jump off a cliff in Arizona.
So, sir.
Well, I can't really talk to you the way that I am right now either, but I clearly am. So obviously.
You cannot leave the state without permission from the court. So how am I supposed to, you want me to trust you that you're going to do as you're saying?
Doesn't matter, so doesn't matter whether you trust me or not. I honestly, at this point, moving forward, I honestly, if I'm being honest with you, I don't know what my future actions are. No clue. None. My intentions are to go to a hospital.
And sir, so that is what I'd like to know, because if you're going to go to a hospital, then I can have you tethered to the hospital for treatment. So then we can make sure that you're getting that treatment that you need. So that is the information that I need right now, sir.
I can't believe you want to put me in jail. I literally can't believe that. Do you have kids?
Sir?
Yeah, you're not going to answer that question. I get it. If your kid got drunk, would you send them to jail? You wouldn't.
Sir?
You wouldn't.
I just said I'm trying to help you.
Your husband passed away.
Sir, I just said I'm trying to help you, and I'm trying to figure out where you can go and that I can make sure that you're getting the treatment that you need. So
here's the thing.
I can't do that.
It doesn't really matter if you make sure of anything, Ms. DeSanto, respectfully, because honestly, you really don't care. So I care about myself. I'll take care of myself. Like I said, I was going to go to a therapy appointment tomorrow. I was. And I've been staying sober. My dad's been sober for 22 years. He's like 5th generation down from Bill W. He knows how to do the steps the correct way. I've been through it. I missed a drug test because my girl died. And I've been receiving death threats day in and day out ever since. All I literally got to do is show up to their house and they'll shoot me. If I go knock at her parents' door, they will shoot me.
Why is that? Or why do you
Because they believe I played a role because all the money that was in her bank account came from me. I put about 10 grand a week in her bank account. Because that's what I do. My business is a money-making machine. And when you lock me up, that stops. Like I said, I do about $500,000 a year single-handedly. I've been doing life right for a really long time. A really long time. But, you know, the smartest people tend to be the most insane. I'm left-handed too.
Okay. Oh, that just
Left-handed. I know Chris is probably going to drop me after this one. Either that or he's going to be excited for how much I'm going to be able to pay him for how much I would need him after this. Dude, if I go to jail, how am I going to jail? How I'm trying to suggest that? Like, that doesn't even make sense to me at all. I've already done 4 days in Wayne County, plus the one that I stayed in Wyandotte. 5 days in jail already for getting drunk one time. I should have been let go immediately. I'll give you guys 20 grand, but it's not about money. I get it. This has been good training wheels for me up until this point. But when he started talking about her dying, I was already depressed. Then you compounded it. It was like ×5 as soon as you said go to jail. Are you kidding me? You got to be joking. You like, there's no way. There's no way. And the truth will set you free. So that's the only reason why I'm telling you all my intentions. I'm under oath right now. I'll tell you all the truth.
Okay. And what is that?
I already told you I'm suicidal.
And so I'm trying to help you, sir. So
I got a 20 gauge shotgun in
out.
here right now. It was for self-defense. I thought. I'll Kurt Cobain myself in here with no Courtney Love. And that's not a joke.
Sir, I'm trying to help you. So I'm trying to figure out where is it that you would go.
I need you to tell me there's no way I'm going to jail again. I need to hear it.
Sir, what I'm trying to indicate and what I've been stating is that if you have a hospital that you are intending to go to for treatment, then you can be tethered to that treatment facility or that hospital.
No, they all laughed at me after my first court date, right? Everyone laughed at me after my first court date. There was a whole subtitle above it.
Sir, I need to know where you're at so that I can have you tethered there so I can make sure that you're getting to your treatment.
What's it matter to you if I get my treatment, Judge DeSanto?
Because, sir, you need assistance in
mental health?
In your treatment.
Mental health.
Yes.
You know, I was diagnosed bipolar, manic depressive, OCD, all this bull crap that I don't even believe in.
What does that mean that you don't believe in?
Well, as soon as you tell someone they're bipolar, it puts them into a box. Kind of like when you say, hey, Black people this, or Asian people that, or men this, or woman that, or as soon as you say something about somebody, it automatically triggers in your brain what's wrong with them. And it already gives you an automatic, because we base everything in front of us off of past experience. So what might mean something to someone means something to someone else. It's all based on perception. As soon as someone calls me bipolar, that could be a triggering word to somebody else, so that it means something that's not even completely true. I'm Anthony. And right now, I hate my life. And I don't see it getting any better, despite how hard I try.
Anthony, I can understand that. And I can indicate that while you were on the tether, you didn't have any violations. So that's good.
I enjoyed the training wheels. In fact, the first day at jail was good for me. However, I cannot go back.
Okay, so if I have some assurance.
And I will do anything not to go back to jail.
I understand what you're saying. So if I have some assurances, sir, as to where you're going to be receiving your treatment, and please, and then we can have you tethered there. Then
I'm not wearing a tether. No. I'm not putting another tether on my ankle. I refuse.
Anthony, somebody would be coming to where you're located for the tether. You wouldn't have to even step foot in the jail. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
What I'm telling you is when someone puts a GPS tether on me and I need to go on this spiritual trip that's happening in the middle of September, I am going to where I need to go. And I'll face the consequences when I come back. It's called the Feast of Tabernacles. It's the 7th holy day. The 7th holy day feast in scripture has nothing to do with Easter or Christmas. We're talking Passover, Feast of Weeks, Pentecost, the proper holy days that we should be celebrating. The reason I don't celebrate 4th of July. All of this is just an inhibitance from Satan playing out through the flesh. All of it. And yes, it was partially my fault why this all came about, but I have somewhere I need to be in the middle of September. I need to be. And I'll be a caveman in the woods for the rest of my life if that's what it takes.
Sir, and where is that trip that you'd like to take?
I'll be honest, it's in Missouri.
Okay. And what are the dates that you're intending to go?
Well, it's the middle. I believe it's September like 15th for 10 days. It's a 10-day camping trip. And if I'm being honest, I'm not exactly sure where it is in Missouri. I decided to do that research. I bought 5 tickets. Lauren was supposed to be on one of them. My dad and my little brother and sister were also going to be on the other ones, but they have also, he's also been rejecting me ever since Lauren's passing.
I'm sorry, who was that?
My father.
Your father. And why is that?
Because he's an irrational individual, just like you.
Okay. Sir, so if you were in the position of having to tell somebody when they violated your order a number of times, what would you suggest
I would weigh out, what did this person do? How much time do they spend in jail? How sorry do they feel? And is jail time really what, I would look at it and say, you know what? Time served, you're good to go. You've been good to go for quite some time now, but we just keep yanking your chain because we're Wyandotte. You know what's really funny is that Wyandotte held the Guinness Book of World Records for a while for the most bars and churches per capita. You guys got the most bars in the area. Yet when someone drinks a little too much at one of them, stimulating the economy, they get locked up and charged more money and get told that they were wrong. How much sense does that make? None. It makes dollars.
Okay. Well, I don't think that we hold that record anymore, do we?
Not anymore. But you did it one time in my lifetime when I used to go to school in Wyandotte.
And where'd you go to school?
Well, I went to 5 different high schools.
Which ones?
Melvindale, Lincoln Park, Roosevelt, Redford Union, RU High, which I usually was. And I also went to Vassar up north of Saginaw when I was in juvenile treatment, where I received only 4.75 credits for about 7 months of lockup, which was kind of funny to me, but all we did was crosswords anyway.
All you did was crosswords? Well,
you know, yeah. I mean, that's the same thing you did in Wayne County Juvenile Detention Facility as well. I mean, it was crosswords and word searches, and you still got some type of credit for it.
Are you any good at those?
Is an elephant big? Is the Pope Catholic? I mean, that's brain mushing, time wasting. Yeah, come on. Yeah, I'm really good at them.
Okay. So do you prefer crosswords or word searches?
You guys sending someone to my location right now? Is that why you're trying to keep me on for so long?
Sir, you haven't told me your location, so I don't know how I'm supposed to be doing that.
Well, you know, I prefer word searches.
So do I. I'm not great at crosswords.
Probably don't do Sudoku either. Not me either, but.
I do not.
Why did you become a judge?
Why did I become a judge?
To make a lot of money, to be well respected as a woman? What is it?
No, because I thought I could make a difference in the community that I live in.
Well, you definitely made a difference in my life. I'll tell you that much.
In what way is that, sir?
Well, suicidal thoughts based on your cold-hearted, whatever, sentencing, which is pre-sentence. I haven't even been sentenced yet. I haven't even been sentenced on this crime yet. By the way, if you read the report, I called the cops on myself for help. For help. You know, I quit eating pig based on my new religion. No, it's not religion, but way of life. Perfect and undefiled religion is to visit orphans and widows in their affliction, which I would never be able to do based on what you're trying to give me.
Sir, you indicated, I recall, at your arraignment, that you had some issues that you were working on that seemed to be some mental health issues that you needed assistance with, which is why one of the conditions was when you were released that you were to get in contact with your treatment provider and begin.
They were 90 days out. They were 90 days out.
Okay.
Before they could see me. I ended up going to Team Wellness and they said they were going to get me in tomorrow, and now I got to let them down. I was really looking forward to that, actually.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out a way so that you can still make that appointment. So
just tell me that I'm good until the 15th, and then I'll see you on the 15th, and no harm done. We can just forget this whole thing.
You also said you had an appointment on June 2nd.
I have the appointment for tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I literally, I scheduled all my work calls around it. I have a rooftop unit I just sold for 11 grand. And I pushed that aside so I could make my therapist appointment.
Okay, so what happens to June 2nd?
I don't know. I don't remember. All the days are just mush now as a result of her passing. Like, she literally, I will never find another girl like her. She was the best. She was, oh my God. Like, the fact that this is just terrible. This whole thing is just terrible. Just terrible. Nobody cares about anybody. You guys say that you do, but not truly. The actions speak much louder than words. And I used to tell her that all the time.
And what actions are those, sir?
You're trying to lock me up when I'm telling you I need help.
Sir, right now I'm trying to help you instead of lock you up.
But you're not going to lock me up.
But you're not telling me where you are so that we can help you.
No way, shape, or form am I telling you where I am. So if that's on your agenda and that's your line of questioning and your prerogative behind it, you might as well come up with a new goal, because I will not tell you where I am.
Okay, fair enough. So you want treatment?
I don't want treatment. I want to be left alone.
Okay.
I'm offering you a substitute so that way I get left alone at least for 7 days.
But you also told me that you wanted to go into treatment.
I also told you I wanted to kill myself. Which one do you think I'm going to do?
Well, I can tell you which one I hope that you're going to do in lieu of the other one, and that would be treatment.
I just want you guys to leave me alone. Everything was just fine until you guys locked me up. Everything was just fine. This has added so much catastrophic mess to my brain. And I already have a divorce case I'm going through. I owe someone money that I got a civil case that they sent to me, which I can take care of, but my wife emptied my bank account. I have like, this is like my four out of 4 cases I got going on right now. They were investigating me over her death. I might have been facing 12 to 15. I was going to pay Rubenstein 45 grand on retainer by putting up my house. I'm dealing with so much other stuff that you guys are just playing with my life over. I got drunk one night. Just like the last night, got drunk one night over a nasty divorce. Are you kidding me? This is crazy. It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy and completely unprecedented. Completely.
And why do you think it's crazy, sir?
Because I got drunk one night. A lot of people get drunk. I called the police for help. They did not help. And you have not helped once since either. I mean, now you're listening to me, which is nice. I apologize for the first court date when all the things that I said. I called you pretty and stuff like that. You know, it was terrible of me. My dad said it was terrible of me. Despite everyone thought it was funny and blah, blah, blah. And I started dancing in the courtroom. But you could clearly tell at that court date there was something wrong with me mentally.
I understand that, sir. You acknowledged that yourself that day.
I don't recall that. I've rewatched that video 2 or 3 times. By the way, that was also the reason why Lauren got a hold of me in the first place, was because she saw that court tape.
What do you mean by that?
Well, she invited me over and said, exactly how sexually frustrated are you? And greeted me with a threesome. Now that helped. This is not helping. And now Lauren's gone and all I got is you, trying to lock me up with a bunch of dudes. It's a big old sausage fest. I'm good on that. I'm good.
Well, sir, the alternative would be treatment, as you indicated.
Okay, so you're telling me right now, if I go to treatment, I can avoid jail.
If you're tethered to treatment.
I don't want to tether. They hurt my ankle.
Sir, okay, well, we can make sure it's not that tight that it would hurt your ankle.
I doubt that, because as soon as it's on there and I complain about it, it's already done deal, signed, sealed, delivered. I'm not an idiot. I've been through the system so many times. I know that my criminal record only indicates 1 on your end. That's amazing, because I have like 9 charges that have been all on me. Out of Lincoln Park, I got like 3. Out of, man, are you kidding me? I've been charged with so many things, but they've all been misdemeanors. No felonies on my record. In my juvenile case, my first place I ever got locked up was by Officer Hunter. He might not even be an officer for you guys anymore. In Wyandotte, when I used to run away from home and skip school, I got charged with incorrigibility. And that dragged out for 2 years of my life. And I was incarcerated for 10 and a half months at 16 years old.
Is that when you were in Vassar?
Well, it was 3 different stays based on probation violations. But yeah, 7 months was one of the times. Yeah, up in Pioneer Working Learn.
Okay. And
that was a good program.
So you liked that program?
I did, but it's for juveniles. I learned a lot about therapy there and drug abuse. I learned that we can dial down our emotions to mad, sad, glad, hurt, afraid, or ashamed. And mad is just a cover-up emotion for one of the other 4 outside of glad. And right now, I'm ashamed. I'm hurt. I'm sad. And I'm afraid. I feel all 4 at the same time.
I can understand
I'm
that.
hurt that I've been rejected by everyone in society. I don't hear you if you're talking.
What was that, Mr. Carmona? Something happened with my audio.
I didn't hear you if you were speaking. 27th District Court has left the conversation, so you're the only audio at your desk. Is that anything anyone's going to hear?
Recording in progress.
I've been wearing her hat. I didn't want to wear it in court. Her favorite color was pink. All I can do is think about her anywhere I go. Everything I do, I just notice things about her, things that remind me of her. Chris Shemke's tie is pink right now. I figured that was a sign as well. Thought it was gonna be a good day. I thought it was gonna be a good day. And just like you don't trust me, I don't trust you guys. I feel like if I tell you where I'm at, I'm gonna go get locked up.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, if I go to a place, you say they're coming with a tether, they're gonna come put cuffs on me and take me to county and not really give a rat's butt about me. Because I had a membership at TPC, or I have a membership at TPC Michigan on 1 Nicholas Drive. You understand the parallel there is between that golf course and jail? At jail, you ask them what time it is, they walk past you and don't even notice you. They don't give a crap. When I walk into TPC, they say, "Hello, Mr. Carmona, would you like a margarita with your salt that you have behind the counter? Are you shooting a round of golf? That's a nice shirt." Things of that nature.
And so you golf a lot?
Yes.
Do you have a handicap when you golf?
It's about a 22, and I do roll my ball and hit shots again, and this, that, the other. It's just my way of walking and talking alone with God and getting alone.
Well, I try to golf. I don't do very well. I don't even know what a handicap is. I just know that that's a thing. What is that? Can you explain that?
It's what you shoot over par. It's what you shoot over par on a regular basis.
What does that mean? What you shoot over par? So if I shoot,
so like let's say you're on a par 4, and right, if you're on a par 4, you're trying to get a 4, and then that would mean that you have a 0 handicap if you got. That would average you to a 0 handicap if you got. But now let's just say I would usually shoot a bogey to double bogey on every single hole as average. But obviously you can sprinkle in a birdie or 2 per round. A couple pars.
So how does one determine the handicap number?
It's an average based on your last 3 rounds or 7 out of your last 10. Let's say par for a course is 72 and you shoot a 94. You just shot 22 over. If you do that and you shoot 97 and then you shoot a 90, then you have an average of 94, then you have a 22 handicap. I was golfing with Lions players the other day, Graham Griska and Vaitai. I got their autograph on my scorecard.
And what positions do they play? Oh, Graham Glasgow. Wasn't he on the offensive line?
You know why? That's happening in my life.
What's that?
Correct. Yeah, I was golfing with them alongside them. They were great guys. You know what they said to me when I told them what was going on in my life? We're locking you up.
Do you like watching football?
Good guys. Vaitai has actually a Super Bowl ring. I believe he's number 19. 79, I believe, actually. 72. He's number 72.
What was that name?
Vaitai, the second, his last name.
Vaitai?
Vaitai starts with a V like Victor.
Oh, is that one that they just acquired in the offseason? Because I don't recognize that name.
Yeah, I don't think, yeah. And he has a Super Bowl ring from the, I really don't pay attention to football that much, but it was just really cool.
Oh,
Luke Combs was there the other day.
Luke Combs?
Yeah, he was there the other day. Yeah.
Where was the Vaitai guy? Where did he end up? Where did he get a Super Bowl ring from?
From the Rams, I believe, actually. It's a good question.
Oh, was that after Matthew Stafford was traded out there?
Yeah, that's a sad thing too. That's I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But what I'm saying is this whole thing that I'm dealing with in Wyandotte is crap. This is crap. This is dumb. There's people out here committing real crimes. I got drunk one night. I don't even drink anymore. I will never touch a drug in my entire life. Not even marijuana. I'm done smoking marijuana. It drove me crazy. I believe that's why my mental state is the way that it is, because how strong the weed is that they sell in the dispensaries. I will never touch weed again. I'll not touch weed again. I may in the future have a little red wine during spiritual holy days, but I'm going to remain completely sober from this day forward, whether you like it or not. Whether I'm in jail, in prison, no matter where I go, I'm going to remain sober. This helped. Everything up until this point helped. Until you said you were locking me up.
Well, you said the alternative is that you.
And now I don't feel like I can trust anything. Now I don't feel like I can trust anything. I can't trust anyone. I can't trust my ex-wife. Can't trust society.
I can understand that.
Can't even trust myself.
Do you trust yourself that you're not going to continue using marijuana?
Guaranteed. I would never touch it again. It drove me insane. And I tried to conform it into my own narrative to say that it helps, it helps, it helps. But I've texted Chris that said I'm no longer going to fight the system anymore. But when you pour salt on a snail, what's it do? It cripples it. That's me to jail. As soon as you threaten me with jail, I will do anything not to go to jail. And I'm not trying to, well, I say that, you know, when you put that tether on me, it's basically jail.
Why is that?
Because okay. Lauren and I got tattoos before she passed. And she called me Aunt, just like my mom did. And her favorite color was pink, just like my mom's. So we went and got tattoos of an ant. And there's a specific Bible verse passage that talks about the ants. And it says, go to the ant, you lazy one, which having no overseer, commander, or ruler, provides her supplies in the harvest for the winter. Ants represent diligence, endurance, strength, provision. I'm an ant. And you're trying to smush me.
I'm not trying to do that, Anthony.
Well, I have a lot that I can offer to society if you just leave me alone. A lot.
And what's that?
Look at my business. Look at my business. Well, every single household I enter, I'm the owner of the company. I give poor people free service calls. I sometimes hand out money. I offer prayer. The reason why I own my own business is to have that intimacy between me and the person in front of me in their own home. And I don't weigh them all out the same and say, well, your furnace is broke like theirs, so therefore you have to pay the same price. Every case is different. And you look at bond violations as jail time, period. Bond violation, jail time. No matter the circumstance.
Oh.
Despite the fact that I paid a bunch of money to your lawyer that has an office upstairs that's supposed to be on my behalf, but you don't even listen to him. So what was the point of that?
Your attorney has an office upstairs where?
Chris has an office right upstairs. You walk right up the stairs. I sat right outside of it waiting for him one day.
Mr. Carmona, that's not my office. That's an office that can be used by many of the attorneys who go to the court. It's not my office. I don't have rent there or space.
All right. Well, Chris, thank you for that correction. Thank you for that correction. But do you have any other input in this scenario? What would you do if you were me? If you were me, Chris, what would you do right now?
Mr. Carmona, I made my allocution on your behalf, and I wait the judge to make a decision.
So he's got no answer. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Passive. Not taking responsibility for his client. Got it.
Well, Anthony, what kind of responsibility do you want your attorney to take for you?
I want him to go to bat for me and say, hey, this is wrong. This is wrong. He's already served his debt to society by going to jail and paying money. Let him go. He's got stuff a lot more going on than this.
Well, you did request that I not send you to jail. And the court disagreed with that, but the court is giving an alternative to you, sir. As you indicated, you wanted to have some mental health treatment. And
to get my tether off, I did what nobody does, and I gave a couple gentlemen a ride home. Actually, both of the last times. And even though I couldn't drink, I bought them a bottle of liquor and cigarettes and a couple extra bucks. And you know, I just said, you know, I know how it is to get out of jail. Last time I got out, no one would even give me a cigarette or a lighter. And the one guy said, hey man, you do heating cooling, you got a sawzall and to cut off my tether. And I said, dude, you shouldn't do that. But now I see why he did it. Like, I don't think if I went down south, I would get picked up and brought back up here. And that's actually more or less, I would rather do that than kill myself. That means I would run away and take my chances. Because I can subcontract all my work out up here and collect a very decent paycheck every week.
And what kind of paycheck would that be?
A lot of money every week. Sorry, I just heard noise outside the door and I got scared it was cops.
Is it?
No, it was someone with a dolly.
Oh, okay.
I would much rather just leave, never come back. Because here I am. The only reason why I've stayed here is to hope that I can get my name cleared from this silly little case. It's not working, no matter how hard I try. And people around me are dying.
Has anybody else passed away?
And
Other than
offering me
Lauren?
death threats. This is not the place for me. This is not the place for me.
Where's not the place for you?
Michigan.
Why?
I'm called to spread the Great Commission, and I'm called to go throughout the country and spread the gospel, the good news, the true good news, not the one of Jesus Christ, who is the Antichrist, by the way.
And how long have you been doing that?
It's been 5 months, maybe 6 months when my wife first served me divorce papers based on my change of faith, which drove me insane to the point where I wanted to go drink a little bit. This is all over a faith change, man. The entirety of it is over a faith change. I got Yahweh tattooed right here behind my ear. That's the true name of God. I have an interlinear Bible behind me right now that I was going to study after we got off of here, praising God that everything was just fine. But now I'm feeling a calling on something else. And it's not suicide, but I will tell you, if I'm being truthful, those thoughts do pass through my mind from time to time from Satan. I do have a shotgun, and I shouldn't. My dad gave it to me in my storage unit, and I didn't want it back because I know my tendencies.
When did he give it to you?
Well, I went to my storage unit, I believe, yesterday, and it was there when it wasn't there before. It's registered my name. I bought it right from Dunham's. It's $300, 20 gauge Remington.
And when did you do that?
When did I purchase it?
Yes.
It was Thanksgiving, like 5 years ago. I've only shot it one time at a milk carton that had water in it, just to try it out in my friend's backyard, my cousin's backyard, who has a shooting range.
Where's that? The shooting range?
Over in. Well, he has a spot where no one cares if you shoot guns because he's got a bunch of acreage over in not Chelsea, one of those cities though, over there.
Manchester? Maybe
What's
Manchester?
that?
Manchester?
No. Celine.
Oh. How much acres does your cousin have out there?
It's only like 5 acres, but that's enough. You know, I've lost everything and I don't mind it. I've lost my house with 80 grand in equity in it. I bought my wife's car, the Equinox cash, for 24 grand. There's so much furniture and stuff in the house. She's sitting on like 120 grand in mine right now. She can have it all. I don't care. I don't care about any of it. I'll probably never get to see my kid. I won't get to name him. If I'm being honest, okay, full transparency, these next couple of days, I'm probably going to spend getting my van together to be an off-roading vehicle that I'm going to live in. Get the heck in.
I'm sorry, you said you're going to get your van together and make it an off-road vehicle?
Not an off-road, I mean like a traveling vehicle.
Oh. You mean where you can
And I'm just that's gonna be my life.
And what kind of van is it?
Plenty of videos on how to do it. And I don't think I'm gonna get picked out and get called back here based on a public intoxication misdemeanor charge. I believe that would be way too much resources to bring me back up here.
And you're going to travel everywhere or just to Missouri?
Everywhere throughout the entire country, but the further I stay from Michigan, probably better.
What's the farthest state that you've traveled to so far? Anthony?
I feel really bad that it's breaking up so badly.
Oh, that's okay. What's the farthest state that you traveled?
I've only been to Vegas. Actually, that's the first time first wife ever saw me got drunk was in Vegas, and that's where kind of everything started with her skepticism on my drinking. I know you probably remember her from the first court date we had. She's only seen me drunk one time.
When did you go to Vegas? When were you in Vegas with your wife?
I went to the National Bryant Dealers Convention back in October. It was right after the Carrier one. Beller Young, right down the road on Northline, sent me. You know,
oh, okay.
Wife and I, however it goes.
Have you ever been to Missouri before? Where does he want to go?
Yeah, Missouri.
Have you been there before?
Never. Well, unless you can include misery, which is what I'm experiencing right now. Yeah, I've been there plenty of times.
All right, well, I've only been in Missouri to drive through it, but so other than Nevada, where else have you been, or other states have you been?
Well, anyway, I don't know how close we are to concluding this Zoom meeting. I don't know how we're going to conclude it, but whatever you're telling me to do, I really don't want to do. And if I'm being honest with you, I'm not going to have you waste resources and send someone somewhere that I'm not going to be, because the most valuable resource we have is time, and I don't want to waste anybody else's.
Oh, I understand that. I understand that, Anthony. I'm just trying to figure out how we can get you the help that you want.
Oh, hey, I'm giving you the answer. Leave me alone, and that will be the best help you will ever give me.
Okay, well, at some point I can do that, but I can't do that right now.
No, you can do whatever you want. And so can I.
And why is that?
You can do whatever you want. And I can also do whatever I want. So for you to say you can't, whether you say you can or you can't, you're right.
What, I'm not following your question.
It's not a question. I said, whether you say you can or you cannot, you are correct. That's a life lesson.
Oh, okay.
So if you say you can't, I believe you.
Well, what are some options you have for treatment that you'd like to have?
The Bible. That's the only place I go to for guidance, period. Not a pastor, not some man who thinks they know about the Bible. I go to Scripture and God alone. My help comes from Him, the maker of heaven and earth.
Okay, and so how do you think that he's able to, the maker of heaven and earth is able to help you?
Is the Pope Catholic? Yeah. Is an elephant big? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's a silly question. They say there's not such thing as a silly question. That's a silly question. Can he help me? He made me from dust.
No, Anthony, I asked, how can he help you?
Well, you know, his ways are above my ways. And you know what? Every single day I turn a corner, I see a miracle that I didn't even think was possible. For me to tell you how I think he can help me, I have no clue, but I'm super excited to find out. I'm just a man. Fallible and imperfect.
Everybody's imperfect.
Do you know how many people I've told about my case and they go, there's no way that you're still on. You need a better lawyer, that you need this, you need that. You know how many people have told me there's no way you should have went to jail over what you did. And here we are, getting told I'm going to jail again. I know it's not anymore or whatever, but had I not spoke up, I would be going to jail right now. And not because Chris spoke up, because I spoke up. And nobody wants to pay attention until things get serious. As soon as I say, oh, I want to kill myself, bam, okay, now people want to listen. And here's perk. Is that what it takes in this day? And for someone to be free, they got to be crazy? It just makes no sense. And why were you going to put me in jail?
Because, sir, you violated this court's orders.
After the person I care about most in the world just died. Why would you do that? That's ridiculous.
When there's court orders that aren't followed, there are consequences. To make sure that orders are followed.
Depression has been one of my biggest consequences. I've been dealing with my own consequences outside of the court.
And so how are you dealing with those consequences?
I was dealing with them very well until this morning.
Okay, what were you doing to deal with those?
Working, reading. I have a journal I've been writing in. I've been talking to people that will actually listen to me here and there. I've been experiencing love from the most random places, like Cracker Barrel. I'm sitting in line praying with people that are feeding life into me, telling me about Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 through 8. You know, different things like that. And then his name is Mark, and it was the third or the second, I don't know, it might be the third gospel. There's been a lot that I'm doing. Well, nicotine helps a little bit. But I'm not allowed to do that in the courtroom either until I do it, and then no one says anything anymore because he's crazy.
You're not allowed to use nicotine?
You told me quit vaping. Don't eat, don't vape.
No, I do not say don't eat and don't vape. I cannot say that.
Okay, you said, Mr. Carmona, are you eating or vaping in the courtroom before we proceeded with my hearing?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought you meant as a bond condition.
Well, I didn't. But anyway, and then here I am, and you haven't said anything about it since the last 8 hits that I took based on the current circumstances. Well, it's a change of perspective.
Correct. Well, you're correct that I haven't said anything about you vaping while you're there right now.
Yeah,
but
things
I noticed it
have changed since I said something that he, for some reason, Chris, I don't know.
And I also didn't say anything
about the point of hiring a lawyer?
Having a hat on. I'm sorry, what's that, third?
All right, here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. I can see the trajectory of what's going to happen in the future to me if I oblige and if I don't. And it's a long road and I don't have time for this. I just don't. So after we get off this call, I'm going to start getting my stuff together. And I'm going to be heading out. I'm going to get out of Dodge. That's what's happening.
And what's your plan when you get out of Dodge?
Doesn't matter to you. You'll never see me again.
We'll get out of Dodge.
Maybe I'll write a book. Oh yeah, I'm out of here for a fact. I'll probably go to not to Missouri because I think that's too close and they will bring me back from there. I'm gonna go much further than that, maybe California, and stay in one of those parks where all the homeless people are at. One of those communities where no one else can get in there except the person who, except people who live there. Cops don't even come into them. Unfortunately, they're infiltrated with drugs. I've been staying at marinas and stuff up here, just trying to stay as incognito as possible, not because of the law, because of people who are out to get me. If you saw the amount of death threats that I've received as a result of Warren's passing, you would not question my mental capacity at this point, or my mental state. Sorry.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, have you ever been threatened to be killed before?
Sir, I'm a judge. Those threats come often.
Well, how do they affect you?
What do you mean?
When someone says something like that to you, how are you affected by it, whether you believe it's an empty threat or not? Because I've never received something like this before. I could see someone in jail who knows about me. I'm not safe here. And whether I am safe or not, I don't feel safe, and perception trumps reality. Since I don't have a tether on anymore, is it a felony to leave the state while you're on probation?
Well, it's definitely a violation of the court order.
Is it a felony?
In all honesty, it is not a felony to leave the state while you're on bond if you're charged with a misdemeanor.
Well, Chris, you can keep the change, man. All good. I'll be fine. I'll be just fine. I know what I'm doing.
Where is it you plan on going?
Everywhere and anywhere, wherever I'm called. I can tell you it won't be Michigan. I can at least give you that. Or Ohio, because Ohio just sucks.
Why is Ohio so bad?
Well, first of all, it's the longest, most boring part of the drive when you're going down to Florida. And there's nothing really there. And I don't know, I guess the rivalry between the football teams has always been deep-seated in me for no reason at all, just to get along with people.
Well, what about...
Have you ever seen Joker? Have you ever seen Joker from 2019?
Joker? The movie, I can tell you, I
From
honestly have not
2019.
watched.
Yeah.
I have not watched many movies. What's that one about?
You should watch that one.
What's it about?
It's about mental health. Lauren showed it to me, actually.
Who stars in that movie?
Probably one of the best actors of all time. I just don't know his name, but he's fantastic.
What's that?
It's actually the quote that I said when I said, what do you get when you cross a mentally ill loner with a society that doesn't care about him and treats him like trash? It's a joke.
The book?
It's a joke.
Oh, a joke.
He says you get what you deserve.
You don't know who's in the, is somebody play the Joker? Or is the Joker just the name of the movie?
Correct, yeah. Joker is the name of the movie, and the actor that played him did a really good job. And if you watch that movie, you'll get a better understanding of mental health. Lauren showed it to me right before she died.
Where did you watch it?
She was raped by 9 men at one time.
Well, that's definitely very traumatic and
She was molested by her dad.
Sure.
Yeah, she was molested by her dad her entire life. Everywhere she goes, she carried something around with her that people wanted to just sexually abuse her. And I came in there and I was so good to her. I was so good to her.
And so how long were the two of you?
She's the reason I married Emily in the first place. She's the reason I married my first wife in the first place. She's like, yeah, you should be with her because there's nothing about her that she wouldn't love. Also, I was the best man at her older brother's wedding because we were best friends. I caught the garter and she caught the bouquet. We did the song and dance, the seance that foreshadowed our relationship to follow. It was too short of time that I had with her.
So you knew Lauren before you married your wife?
I loved Lauren before I married my wife.